Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. What you are about to witness is the absolute pinnacle of gaming YouTube. Nowhere on the planet will you find a better gaming YouTuber, I swear. And now, with your host, Jibba73, the Double E Show! Dude, can I have $5 now?
What's going on, everybody? Jibba73 back with the Double E Show! It's Transport Tuesday with American Truck Simulator. As you can see on the screen, I did go out and purchase a truck. I got a Peterbilt. Let's see, what is it? It's a Peterbilt 579 with a duty cab. I painted it black because I saw a red door and I wanted to paint it black. Anywho, yeah. So today's journey, we're going to be carrying rice from San Francisco to Billings, Montana, and we're going to start that job right now. I'm going to go over here and click this. Boom! I already went to the lot and picking up the truck, or the trailer, excuse me. Yeah, so we got a couple of things to talk about today in this journey. I hope that we can make it interesting for you. And here we go. So take a quick look. Just a nice short little box trailer. Right? Boom. I also added the mod that I have for the navigation is right there at the bottom center of the screen. I kind of like it there. Truck is on. Lights are on. Parking brake is off. And pulling away. Right on. So let's do this. Yeah. Now it's the close-up view. Alright, so when we pull out of here, we can take a left. We'll get on the road and we'll start talking about stuff. So yeah, we're heading to Billings, Montana. Again, this is going to be another one of those where we're not showing the whole trip. We're just showing some of the trip. I'm going to go here and into settings because it seems to me like the audio is a bit loud. Master volume, we're going to take that down to there as well. Yeah, that should probably do it. Alright, going back in here. Yeah, that's a little bit better in my ears. So, yeah, so some of the stuff I wanted to talk about today was the vids for the week. If you watched yesterday, you saw the Anno 1404 Venice Miscellaneous Monday series. I like the game. It's cute. It reminds me of Banished, which is awesome. And it's one of those games where I could see that turning into a series. I started with the earliest setting, even though it was one of the later released games. I have 1404, 1503. Oop, nope, blew that red light. I have fines turned off because I don't usually do that, but I completely missed that. I also decreased the sensitivity of the brakes, so it felt more like the truck, having to give myself more time to stop instead of being able to stop on a dime. So yeah, Anno 1404, I got 1503, 1602, and 1701. I like that genre. I don't like the futuristic ones, so I didn't pick them up in the bundle from Good Old Games. Tomorrow's episode of Banished is pretty cool. We're gonna build a nice little housing community. I hope you'll watch that. Depraved. So Depraved's episode Thursday will be the finale. I hope you watch that. Okay, keep it off the curb. Are you kidding me again? Come on, son. Pay attention to the rules of the road, would ya? There we go. Yeah, so on Friday, Depraved is supposed to release full version. So I'm ending the alpha series in time to start playing the new series, season 2, I mean, of Banished, or of Depraved. Gosh, I love Banished. Of Depraved. It's season 2 of Depraved, and it'll be the full release version of Depraved. I still got my turn signal on. I'm driving like an old man. And then Friday, yeah, we do some more planning for Elwood State Correctional Facility on Prison Architect, Felon Fridays. I really enjoy the planning out of the prisons, and then once I start populating them, I love the ability to micromanage the prisoners' regime and such. So I always look forward to the build. I was really sad that Four Corners save file got lost, because that was going to be a massive prison. Alright, let's figure out how I'm getting on the highway here. Railroad tracks. Got it in the crawler gears. Not really, I'm in 6th gear. I believe I put a 13 speed in this. Gosh, I love the bridges and the construction out here. This kind of reminds me of the Tobin Bridge down in Massachusetts, close to where I live. Yep, so those are the videos that are going to be coming up for this week. And like I said, the full release of Depraved is supposed to be out on Friday the 20th. Hoping that you all go out and pick up a copy of that. That's a really fun game to play. So while I'm recording this video, and in fact all the videos from this week, my wife is at the Hodag Country Music Festival in Wisconsin, and it's something that we usually do together, but this year, instead of paying a bunch of extra money to board the dog, we have one dog, and me going out and buying the ticket and stuff like that, in case I have health issues, so sometimes I don't get to go every day to the 4-day festival. I kind of offered it up to her that she could have herself a girls' week with her best friend that lives out there, and they could go to the country festival, and I'd stay home and watch the dog and give me time to make my videos and tinker around with learning more of the ins and outs of the YouTube. And actually, the end of last week was my 3-year channelversary for YouTube. So I've been doing YouTube for 3 years. I've been doing it fairly seriously for the last 2 years. Because I have a disability, I do it full time, but still part time, if you get what I mean. Because I don't work, I do YouTube. I make videos for YouTube, but I take care of the household, so I'm the house husband, and that actually takes up a pretty good amount of time. So that being said, I'd love to be able to devote more time to YouTube, and I know that more time and effort could lead to greater dividends. I really just want to get like 250 steady subscribers who watch my content. I know the whole 1,000 subscribers is now the monetization level. Well, really, that would be great, but I just want people who will interact, people who will come and watch the videos. Yeah, they'll come and watch the videos. They'll hang out with me. They'll talk back and forth in comments, give me ideas and tips, game suggestions, game hacks, to like how to better improve what I'm doing in the games that we're playing. And hey, if I was able to get monetized, I would love that, because then I could use that money to buy new games, because I just redid the system, and I'll be talking about that in a moment too. Redoing my computer system. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed talking with people and interacting with people. What's going on there with the helicopter hovering? Oh, there was a police chase that ended on the other side of the highway. Pretty cool event. But yeah, so this. I go out and shoot pool a couple of days a week on teams, and a couple of different. Really? The only thing that happened was I hit a curb. Wait a minute. Hold on. Diagnostics. That's 6% damage to the engine, 12% damage to the chassis, 9% to the cabin, 6% to the tires. What the heck happened? I literally hit a curb. That's the only thing I can recall happening, was I hit the curb, and I thought it was all trailer that hit the curb. Oy vey, you know what? That means... Okay, world map. gonna have to go down in here and fix it. I don't want to have issues getting out to Billings. It's a long trip. All right, we'll do that. Half mile, I'll start signaling now. Hit the brakes to disengage cruise control. Yeah. Stay off the stay awake strips. I have no idea what happened there. I really don't. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know what the Hodag Country Festival is, it is a country music festival that lasts for 4 days of music, 7 days of festivities. Hey, Sacramento, cool. And it's a fairground, and you basically you bring your chairs, your folding chairs, on the first day. You set up. Jeez, I'm crow. No, I'm going this way. I want to look that way. We're good. You set up your chairs. They stay there pretty much in place the whole weekend. People tend not to mess with your chairs. And yeah, you watch all these great up-and-coming country performers, well-established country performers, and some of the classic country performers. You know, like Roy Clark and Loretta Lynn and stuff. You know, those are people that I've seen play there. Yeah, so it's an interesting event. And we usually go out. We have friends that live out there. We go and we stay at their house when we first get out there. We usually drive out. My wife flew out this year. But generally we go out. We stay with friends for the first night. Pardon the cough. Then we drive up to the place where it's located, which is about 5 hours from where our friends live. And well, don't hit the limo. That could be expensive. And you know, we've camped up that way before. We've stayed at motels. We stayed at our friend's timeshare that she owns. Yeah, we've had we've you know, done it all. They're staying at a motel this year, in a different part of the area up there where it's located, to just be in a different location, try something new. And yeah, it's a fun time. The first time I went was in 2008, so this year would have been my 10th anniversary of going, and I'm not going. So kind of crazy. Alright, let's get this repaired. Parking brake. Engine off. Press enter. Service the truck. Repair it all. Comes out of my profits. That stinks. Okay. Start the truck. Release the parking brake. I'm going to actually catch some Z's right here, because it looks like my tired bar is almost full. So I'm going to do this. This is not how I would normally park it. We'll do some sleeping. Okay, so moving on in topic here. We got a little ways to go before we get there, but I figured I'll start talking about it. In (2013), I built Elwood Blues, my first computer that I built with my friend Salty. And I watched him build it as I handed him parts. And that was a bare bones kit that I had bought from yeah, it says to go this way, I'll go this way. Tiger Direct. And it was a AMD Phenom X2 or Phenom 2 X6 6-core. And I had my original graphics card was a GT 220 that was in it. That's what came with the kit. Had 8 gigs of RAM. Pretty basic. At the time that I built it, it was a lower middle of the road computer 5 years ago. I could run most games, not all. And then 2 years after building it, I put a Radeon HD 7870 in it. And that helped me to be able to run more games, more games smoother. But I didn't add any RAM. Eeks, come on, buddy. Mucking up the works there. And the ability to play more games was great. So for the last 3 years, I was able to build more games. But I was starting to have a terrible time with Windows updates, blue screening my computer out, memory errors, probably not only my RAM but video RAM errors. It wasn't doing well at all, and it got to be more frequently that it was just shutting down while operating. And it was really starting to weigh on me pretty heavy, because I honestly did not have the money to repair it or replace it. And then I had a private investor who was willing to put up the capital to build the computer with new components. And so he did. And it was great, because that allowed me to take Elwood, retire him, and build Jake Blues. And now this is an AMD Ryzen 1600X CPU, a Gigabyte AX370 motherboard, 16 gigabytes of G-Skill RAM, 2666 Hertz RAM, a Radeon RX 580 with 4 gigabytes of RAM. And again, it's upper middle of the road. And I should get another 5-6 years out of this. And then what should only need to happen is that I might have to upgrade the video card at some point in that 5-6 year time. But that being said, put my flashers on since I'm crawling well below the speed limit. So yeah, you know, I'm hoping that I get 5 or 6 years out of it. So now, going back to where I started with this, so I watched my friend build it while I handed him parts. What I was able to do was watch a few YouTube videos on building computers, take that and the knowledge I had from when my friend Salty built my computer, and build this one myself. I called one friend to ask one question when it wasn't posting, and he was able to give me some suggestions, and I followed those suggestions and retraced my steps and realized where I made the error. I was forgetting to plug in the PCIe cable on the motherboard. I had the power cable to it hooked up, but not the PCIe cable. And once I did that, everything worked. So I was really proud of myself for being able to put together this computer. And I was really grateful to the person who lent me the capital to build it. And I will be forever grateful for that, because it just means I get to do. It means I get to do this hobby that I love to do. This gaming, my escape from my physical problems, my escape from real world problems. Generally, I record 1 day a week. I record on Tuesdays. Then on Wednesdays, I render all the videos. I make all the thumbnails on Wednesday, and then I upload them on Thursday, and then they're ready to go for the following Tuesday. Excuse me, for the following week, starting that Monday. So 6 days in advance I record the videos. You know, again, 6 to going out to, you know, 7 days. It's the only way that I can work it into my scheduling at this time. Now, if I was making money doing YouTube, my wife would probably allow me to not have to do as many chores, and we could split that, because we would be equally bringing in the bacon. Or at least she'd be bringing in the majority, and I'd be bringing in some. Which, you know, to be honest, that's the goal, is to bring in some bacon at some point. Whether it be through YouTube monetization, whether it be through Twitch streaming, which I hope to get back into doing. I used to do a couple of regularly scheduled Twitch streams every week a couple of years ago, before we had the whole house disaster happen and we had to live in a trailer in our driveway while our house was getting gutted. And then you know, I have Patreon, you know, and Streamlabs for streaming, to get donations and things like that. So, you know, the reality is there. Is that say 80? Holy crap. I'm putting my foot on it. Alright, yeah, so, I mean, here's the thing. With this style of video, what I'd like to do is, if you have any questions that you would like to have answered by me, they can be about anything. Just about anything. Almost. They can be about most things, but not all things. But, put them in the comments, and when I'm doing the drive, I'll answer them. In the next video, for ATS, I am going to take shorter trips. Why am I catching people? I'm a truck. Speed limit 65, I'm going 65. I should not be catching anybody. So yeah, so I'll talk about general topics that I want to talk about, and then we could do like an Ask Me Anything, where you guys pose your questions in the previous episode of it, and in the following episode I'll answer those questions. I think that'd be kind of cool. But I mean, you know, it's up to you guys. That is a beautiful, excuse me, sunrise. I'm trying to maintain my lane here. I gotta fine tune my force feedback. I can bypass the next one. Excellent. Because it's a little sloppy in the steering. Alright, I'm going to stick around 70, 72. Because that speed limit keeps bouncing up and down between 80 and 70. We might not, even if we could, it would be too long of a video to pull off the whole trip. So I might, when I start getting tired, pull into a rest stop, call it there, or edit the video so that you do get to see the end destination. Otherwise, it's going to be a whole lot of not talking. Oh, look, a hot air balloon. Woohoo! Going into a tunnel, make sure your lights are on. There you go, a little CB chatter in the background. Alright, so I am going to pull over and rest. I've only got 2.5 hours before I have to do so. And there's a rest stop coming up where I can get fuel and rest. And I'm going to do that. Coming up on Walla Walla. That's cool. But, yeah, so when we pull in there, I'll close up shop for the night. And, next Tuesday, we'll pick it up from the rest stop. Alright, so let's top off on the fuel. We'll pull up here and we will rest for the night. So there you are. That's our yeah, I know. That's our trip for today. And yeah, so what I'll do is I'll see you next Tuesday. We'll pick it up from there. And yeah, we'll talk about some more stuff next week. If you like what you're watching, hit that like and subscribe button down below. Tell your family, tell your friends. If you have any suggestions or comments or questions that you want to see on Transport Tuesday, put them in the comments below because I do read them. And with that, I will catch you next week for another episode of American Truck Simulator. Peace!
That was a failure of epic proportions. Unacceptable.